Welcome, friends, haters, gentle lovers, and feeders. Join me as we experience together the most bafflingly interesting person on the internet. On today's episode, Amberlynn Reed does basically nothing. Hello, my friends. Amberlynn uploaded her Let's Talk episode 2, and it is titled, I Was a Controlling Girlfriend, and Maybe I Am the Problem. So, I'm guessing those are questions that somebody asked her, and I'm going to guess there's going to be a twist, right? It's never that simple with Amberlynn. She's never going to just say, I was the problem. So, let's see how she spins this to where she's the victim somehow. If you'd like to like and subscribe, that would literally be hectic. I'm not going to lie.
Hello. Welcome to a new Let's Talk episode 2. I enjoyed episode 1, so I know I'm going to enjoy this one as well. This is literally like a Q&A on steroids.
I mean, it's a Q&A where she sort of structures it a little bit, but I mean, I guess it's kind of like a Q&A because, you know, she's curating the questions and only answering what she wants to answer.
So we're just going to hop right into it. So let's get into sweet and sour. This is where I am taking a random YouTube generator comment picker, and I'm going to be going to my last Let's Talk episode and choosing random comments from there, and then we're going to read them together. So let's do it. Hot dog pasta said.
Yeah, so see what happens here is she uses the random picker, and she probably uses it over and over again until she finds one that she's comfortable answering. So, yeah, she's never going to just actually leave things to chance.
I wouldn't exactly call you clever. ... Cringe? Absolutely, but never clever. Well, we can agree to disagree. Lena XX575 said, how do you even masturbate? You can't even reach there. Whoa.
Well, okay, so those aren't particularly nice. They're accurate, but I still think she's picking ones that she can kind of come up with what she thinks is a clever retort or one that she can answer without actually revealing any actual tea.
Whoa, are you in my bed with me? I absolutely can. Trust that. CSF801 said, it is also giving fat phobic. Like, she thinks being fat is inherently ugly, but we are the ones being fat phobic. ... I have always been about body positivity. One of my celebrity crushes is Tess Holliday. I have been very vocal about that, and she is...
I'm not surprised. Tess Holliday is a horrible human being. If you don't know who Tess Holliday is, I have a video about her, and I'm going to try to remember to put it up in the little thing here. And it's not like a deep dive or anything, but it does kind of go over some of the stuff that she's done. And one of the things that this person has done is say that she has a restrictive ED. She claimed to have Anna. And she was this big. And while she was going on this, PR campaign, going on to talk shows and different places on TV, talking about having a restrictive ED, she was also posting TikToks of her eating cake and talking about how much she loves pizza and stuff like that. So, no, this person is awful. I think she was the first morbidly obese person to be on the front of a fashion magazine, and it was Cosmopolitan. And lately, because the fat acceptance movement has sort of started dwindling, she can't find work. And I am here for that because she's been so smug about the whole thing. She is one of the ones that really kind of pioneered twisting the idea of body positivity into this fat liberation, you should be able to eat what you want without guilt sort of mentalities. Body positivity used to mean something else. And again, I go over that in that video about Tess Holliday, but she has done so much more harm than good, and she thinks she's more of a celebrity than she really is. It's kind of pathetic. So... yeah, of course Amberlynn would like Tess Holliday. She is the worst.
Plus size. She is what people call fat. But to me, she is so attractive, literally stunning. I do not think fat is ugly. But for me, I think I'm ugly a lot. I have a random day here and there where I'm like, ooh, she's cute, but...
She says she has a random day here and there where she thinks she's cute. Exactly how many random days would that be, you think? You know? Because... this is just her giving duck lips and eye fucking herself. And I am not saying that there's anything wrong with feeling yourself every once in a while and, making a TikTok like this if that's what you're into. But this is so many. And also, how about this?
Dolce.
Hi, my name's Dochi with 2 eyes I feel anxious when I'm high. Also, I love that the comments are turned off. So she says, I'll get a random day here and there where I'm thinking I'm pretty cute, but that's a lot of random days to film those TikToks,
I'm ugly. That's a personal problem. That's not about anyone else. K Lady Son 89 said, I just graduated with my master's and landed my dream job at 36. It's never too late to be who you want to be. That is freaking amazing. Congratulations.
See, she's going to miss the whole point, right?
And that is like motivation and inspiration for all the people who are in their 30s and they feel like it's too late. Because trust me, I have felt that way multiple times, but you proved that it's not. So congrats. Lexi.
See, because she doesn't care. Amberlynn doesn't care at all that there is so much more that she could be doing with her life. She just knows, I get to sit, do nothing, and make plenty of money and eat all I want. Why would she try to accomplish anything? So she can hear that somebody else does those things and she can go, round of applause, and it's because she doesn't care. Like you go do all that stuff. I'm not going to do that shit,
Verandas 6708 said, I don't have Instagram. I feel like I miss out on so much. Well, you got picked for the random comment, so it looks like you're not missing out on much. All right, now we're about to do Sippin' Community.
Congratulations, you got picked for Amberlynn's random comment generator. Life is good. Also, get an Instagram. I mean, it's not that hard.
Where every single Monday I post, y'all ask me questions for my next Let's Talk on my community tab on YouTube. So I can go through, scroll through, we can have a conversation, I can answer some of your questions, so let's get into it. Why do you not think you are the problem in every failed relationship you've had? I'm fully aware that I am the problem in some. I'm not the problem at all. And where I am the problem, I have admitted to that ad nauseum.
Ad nauseum. That is like her biased, ad nauseum, hogwash. Those are her big ones right now. I mean, she sort of admitted to it. What she does is say, my BPD, you guys, my BPD makes it so that I just don't have any control over anything I do. So while, yes, I did XYZ, I was controlling, manipulative, whatever, it is not my fault. That's her accountability. That's how she admits to being the problem.
I just think that people villainize me so much that they're not able to see that there's also other people in the equation who also are a problem.
Yeah, that's not... The problem is that every relationship you've had has ended in disaster. Every relationship we've seen that you have filmed, it's clear you were the problem. And then it just so happens that the ones we don't see, because you didn't film the fallout and the breakup and all that stuff, you weren't the problem. Even though Emily has now come out and made it pretty clear you were the problem. And Jade had her like hostage interview where she pretended that you guys were still best friends. And then as soon as she dropped you off in Oklahoma, she said, sayonara, and never spoke again to you or to anybody else on the internet. And in a video that Amber herself posted, she admitted that somebody had to tell her to stop bothering Jade. Now, she claims it was her friends. I'm guessing it was probably some of Jade's friends were like, bro, leave her alone. So, yeah, I would guess that means that Amber was the problem there too.
Almost daily, I would text her like, I love you, I miss you, because I just felt like I needed her to know. I talked it over with a friend and they said, I think it's time that you just like respect her and stop contacting her, and it's been really hard. This is going to sound dumb to some people, but I am on day 5 of not contacting her.
So it's just pretty obvious that when your relationships fail, it's your fault. It's because of the way you act. And the only way you're able to pretend like you're not the problem is that there are a couple of relationships that we can't see it and we can't like prove it. But Destiny, you were the problem. Beck, you were definitely the problem. Jade, we don't know for sure, but it's pretty clear you were the problem. And then Emily, it's pretty clear in that situation you were the problem. And I mean, I guess you could kind of consider Erica a relationship. And that is the only one that I can say was sort of like mutually shitty, because Erica was kind of trolling and kind of hooked Amber in. But once Amber was hooked in, she became obnoxious and annoying. And Erica was like, oh my God, what have I done?
How can you expect people to believe things you say when you've been caught lying multiple times? People think I'm lying about things that I am 100% truthful on, and it's exhausting at this point.
Why is that? I wonder. I wonder why nobody believes anything you say. Because you lie all the time.
Even when I prove something, people are still like, oh, she's lying. So it's like, even if I have proof, no matter.
Because she's faked the proof before. That's the problem, right? We have evidence that she faked texts, she faked emails, she has faked proof before. So proof doesn't mean jack shit anymore.
No matter what I say, people will believe what they want. But if people think I'm nothing but a liar, then why are you watching? Have I lied to protect people that I love and care about? Yes, I have. But when it comes to me, I don't give a fuck. I literally have nothing.
Okay, she doesn't give. Okay, she cares so much that she won't stop talking about it. And I love that she says, if I lie so much, then why are you watching? Because you lie all the time. And honestly, it's entertaining to watch you pretend like you're not a liar and pretend like you're some good person. That's kind of the whole entertainment factor is watching the train wreck. And the whole time the train wreck is going, I'm not a train wreck, you guys.
I literally have nothing to lose at this point.
I mean, she's not wrong there. She really doesn't have much to lose other than just her YouTube empire. But yeah, I mean, what does she have other than her income? She has nothing to lose. What she doesn't understand is that doesn't matter. She lies because she's a narcissist. And internally, she has to be portrayed a certain way. She wants to be portrayed as a hero and a victim at all times. So yeah, you'll lie to make yourself the victim constantly.
Do you ever get tired of talking about yourself constantly? Have you ever considered a hobby outside obsessing about yourself? I do. I get so tired of talking about myself, but like,
okay, that's why her live streams, her member live streams, are just her sitting there watching the chat and answering questions about herself. That is it. There is no content prepared. There's no structure to it at all. It's just her sitting there and just letting people ask her questions. You know, if you were tired of talking about yourself, you could come up with other things to talk about. The problem is she's too stupid, she's too lazy, she's too uncultured and too sheltered to come up with anything else to talk about other than herself. And it's also because she is an extreme narcissist. And saying, I get so tired of talking about myself is exactly something a narcissist would say, you know?
like this is my job, so hi, I have to do that. But genuinely, I'm having a struggle bus of a time even doing my weekly vlog this week because like I literally just do not want to talk about myself. But I set up the schedule and I'm trying to keep it for you guys. As for hobbies, I have so many hobbies. I am a hobby girly and I go through a lot of like fixations. That's just how I've always been. But one thing that someone cannot say about me is Amberlynn doesn't have hobbies and that she needs to get one because I definitely do. Probably too many hobbies.
Here's the thing. Amber loves talking about herself. We know that. No matter what she says, she loves talking about herself. If she has a hobby, she will tell you about it. And all we know about is Lego, journaling. She talks about scrapbooking every once in a while, but she never shows them, so I'm not sure that's true. And then she goes through these little phases where she talks about playing her Switch. I think that's only when there's a potential caretaker on the line that is into games or whatever. I can't think of any other hobbies that she has. I guess you could consider bingo a hobby. You know, she did those little gym pictures for a while, writing things into a planner, making lists. I guess that could be considered a hobby. Other than that, her hobby is talking about herself. Even when she's not on YouTube, she's on Instagram Q&As. She's on all these, you know, she's finding ways to talk about herself and then reading comments, looking at the farms, and probably watching Netflix and crap like that too. But I mean, yeah, she's got a couple hobbies, but not enough to fill the void that is her day.
Please clear up this rumor that you have never done follow-up care post-hysterectomy.
Oh yeah, somebody totally asked that. Yeah. Amberlynn, I need to know something. I need you to clear up a rumor that you are not the best person ever.
Really just go back and look at the vlogs because I filmed a lot of my cancer journey. Of course, there's a lot that I kept out. But when I would have a CT scan follow-up, I would be vlogging. I'd be like, yeah, I just had my CT scan. Here how it went. Like when I was vlogging, I'd be like, yeah, I just had my CT scan. Here's.
So her saying, I just got back from the CT scan or I just got back from the doctor doesn't really matter. She likes to say those things even if they didn't happen because she knows that's what she's supposed to say. She wants people to think she's doing big adult grown-up things, even though she doesn't. And Beck has talked about all of the times that Amberlynn would have an appointment and then just not go. Could she have done all of her follow-ups and all that stuff? I mean, maybe, but her saying, I just got back from the CT scan, doesn't prove anything. Does it matter? I mean, not really, other than just it's interesting to know that Amberlynn is so lazy and so void of self-care that she would not go to follow-ups and stuff. But again, she's just an unreliable narrator. She's a liar. And most of the time she's lying for two reasons. Number one, to make herself look like a victim, or to make herself look like a hero. And a hero also kind of encompasses looking like an adult that does big, responsible adult things. She likes to pretend she's an adult.
Here's how it went. I'm really nervous, etc., etc. Like, I gave a lot of updates. I have always done the follow-ups for my cancer. I have always done the follow-ups after my hysterectomy. That is something that I did not mess with. Why do you always start beef with your partner's mothers? There was no beef, as you call it, between Tommy's mom and me, or Feline's mom and me, Crystal's mom and me. I'm gonna say bullshit on that last one, because Crystal's mom got real tired of paying for everything you did, and you were an ungrateful brat about it. You were entitled. You expected them to give you money every month and to pay for your doctor's visits. In fact, there was a time where Amberlynn hurt her back, and then she says flat out, Crystal's mom paid for my doctor's visit.
And it just kept getting worse. So, my girlfriend's parents ended up paying for me to go see a orthopedic, I think it was. And I literally was in the room with him for like 2 minutes, and he already knew what was wrong. He told me that my spine was swollen, or I had a bulged disc.
And that is kind of the way things went while she was living with Crystal, until the point where Crystal's mom was like, what the hell? I'm tired of doing this, because Amber never appreciated it. Amber just expected it. So no, Crystal's mom and Amber most certainly did not get along, at least there at the end.
Get into the whole Beck and Destiny, like the mom situation between that. But yeah, there was some rough stuff going on there. But at the end of the day, there was also a lot of love. And I have proof of that. Why do you think all of your relationships...
Like, maybe there was some love at the beginning, but that's before they really knew you. While Beck's mom was in cancer treatments, Amberlynn sent these voice memos, and just listen to this and imagine you're Beck's mom. Would you love Amber? I don't think I would.
I am not trying to argue with you. That is the last thing I want to do since you just got out of surgery. I don't want to cause any more stress onto you, onto Becky, onto anyone in your family, onto myself, because that's just not going to fix anything. I am just tired of the added drama onto my YouTube, and I'm tired of not being appreciated when I try to help you the best that I can. I have left comments on your Facebook regarding your cancer. I have asked how you're doing. I have been there in that sense. And, we don't have to really go down the line of, oh, you didn't message me, because I can say the same about you, where not once have you thanked me personally for the money I was going to give you, for the video I made.
Relationships end up failing. I'm only going to speak on my side of proof of that. Why do you think all of your relationships end up failing? I'm only going to speak on my side of things, definitely because I don't know how to regulate. I get too extreme, too attached,
It's the BPD, you guys.
Too obsessed, for a lack of a better word. I'm extremely sensitive, and I have had controlling habits in the past. All right, now we're on to...
Now, she didn't say BPD, but that's what she's talking about. And that is probably a problem for people with BPD, right? Being able to regulate those emotions and stuff like that. But I have heard from a lot of you who have BPD and have been through the treatments and have gotten help and are working on it. And pretty much unanimously, the people who have contacted me have said, I have BPD and I don't blame everything on it, right? You have to exist in the world and still function with BPD. Now, the difference between Amber and those people is those people have gone through treatment and they have worked on themselves and they have found help, where Amber just uses it as an excuse. Now, she says that she's starting therapy. I don't know if I believe that or not. I just don't know. And even if she is, it's only going to last a time or two, like an appointment or two. So she's just going to continue using it as a scapegoat to excuse her bad behavior.
To the interview. And this is where you can go to my Instagram and send me a voice memo asking any question that you want. So my Instagram is hecticamby, which you will see.
I think it's funny that she kept that Instagram handle when it was like the hectic Amby thing.
Right here. If you don't have the option to send me a voice memo, send me a little microphone emoji and I will accept your request so you can then send me the voice memo. So I am choosing at random. I will be choosing old voice memos from last week and I'll be choosing new ones as well. So you always have a chance to be picked. So it's not like, oh, you sent me 1 week ago, you might not get picked. It's always going to be completely at random.
Okay, so my question is, if you could choose one reaction channel to eliminate, not from live, from YouTube, from talking about you, they volunteer.
Oh yeah, just randomly picked one that said if you could eliminate a reaction channel, who would it be? Yeah, that was random. Just randomly found that specific one. Okay.
Choose to stop talking about you. Who would it be and why? And I feel like it would be Snowflake, but tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh my God. That's actually a really freaking good question. More than likely, I would choose Snowflake or the ankle because they're the two that take really serious situations that have happened to me in my life and they say that I'm lying about it, or they take situations and they make it into something like huge and massive that isn't even real.
They do that with evidence, right? They don't just speculate and say this crap. Snowflake has done these deep dives. Oh my God, he has done so much work and put so much effort into finding, I am baffled at how he found some of the old information about Amber and the things that she said way back in 2013, 2014. That is bonkers. Because I even used the Wayback Machine and I couldn't find any of this stuff. So kudos, whatever magic he's using. Of course, I'm an old man, so maybe there's something I'm missing, but they put a lot of work into making sure that they have evidence, or at least Snowflake does. Now, the ankle, for the most part, does. The ankle kind of tends to shoot from the hip. He's not really doing documentary style videos. And it's been a little while since Snowflake has done very many of those, but Mr. Snowflake has done enough deep dives and enough evidence finding and enough presenting of evidence that it's clear he knows what he's talking about. So when he says a thing happened, chances are, if he doesn't show you the proof right then, there is a video in his catalog that has the proof in there somewhere. So yeah, they say things you don't like, but they have evidence.
And they plant a label on me that is damaging and completely false. I don't mind a reaction channel. Nitpick all you want. I really don't care. But when it comes to the...
She doesn't care, you guys. Okay.
Deeper shit, that should just be left alone.
Hey Amberlynn, this is my third attempt at this voice note. I'm going to try my best not to swear either. I've been watching This Is in Context for 7+ years. I also have BPD. I've done some very bad things in my life, which I regret, I've changed, etc.
I genuinely relate to that.
I think it's funny that that person said that after I just said most people with BPD don't use it as an excuse. But, assuming this person is telling any kind of truth that they, have BPD, that they've changed, all that stuff. Most people that get diagnosed with BPD, which again, I'm not totally sure Amberlynn has been officially diagnosed, they change their behavior. And Amber just doesn't. She just doesn't. She has never changed her behavior. It is truly wild when you go back and watch old videos from 4, 5, 6 years ago. And other than just the tone of her voice, the way she speaks and just the stuff she talks about and the way she acts has not changed at all. She is the same person she was 4 or 5 years ago or more.
And sometimes it's really hard because I think you're a very likable person, but you all
Thank you.
to do really messed up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is I want to really believe that you regret those things and you want to change because, I know how hard it can be. And I think my question would be if you could change one thing, one situation in your life that you think has steered you in the wrong direction, what would you have changed and where do you think you could be in?
Yeah, this is random, you guys. Totally randomly picked out a voice memo, kissing her ass and telling her how great she is, and letting her wax poetic about her BPD. Come on. Shut up.
In life now, had you acted differently or done something differently, or maybe you wouldn't change anything. I don't know.
Normally when people ask this question, it's very much like, what do you wish wouldn't have happened to you that would make your life different now? But I took your question as like, what do you wish you wouldn't have done? If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but that's kind of what I got out of it. And for me, it's without a doubt the controlling nature that I had with Beck. Like sometimes I look back at it and I'm just like, wow, I regret that with every single part of me.
No. She will say this in her public video, but in her members only live, she will go on and on about how manipulative Beck is and how terrible they are and were, and how they meant to say that about her cancer. And just, it's a whole different thing when she's talking to a group full of babies where she feels comfortable and she feels like she's in a bubble. And I know there are some trolls in there too, but it's pretty overwhelmingly positive in that like echo chamber. So no, bullshit. You don't get to come onto a public video and say that while you're saying the stuff you're saying in the members only live about Beck.
Wow, I can't believe I actually get to talk to you. Hi.
Hello.
And you are right when you say people who publicly
I just heard your kitty.
leave you good comments do get bashed. Because I am one of them.
Oh,
But I don't care when people say nasty things to me. It doesn't bother me.
I feel bad about it because it's like people don't.
Random, you guys. Are you kidding me? Her like to dislike ratio on almost every video is overwhelmingly negative. And almost every comment in her comment section of her YouTube videos are overwhelmingly negative. And you mean to tell me that you're allowing people to send in voice memos and you randomly picked 3 and they happen to be 3 ass-kissing babies? Okay.
Don't deserve that. I'm glad that you have that like strong nature about you, but it's just like I feel horrific because some people don't have that strength, you know?
These people suck. If you have been watching Amberlynn this amount of time and you know who she is and you know the things that she's done and you're still saying stuff like this, you're a problem. You're as bad as she is.
Okay, let me keep listening. Sorry.
But my question for you is, what is one thing that you have said out loud to the public that you wish you could have taken back? Or maybe one thing you have done that you wish you could have taken back? And by the way, I love you. Please don't ever stop making videos and always ignore the haters.
Honestly, that's great advice. Don't ever stop making videos. You go, girl.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love you too. So I think one thing that I wish I would have never shared was the abusive relationship that I was in when I was a teenager. Without a doubt, I wish I would have never, ever
Yeah, because it wasn't fucking true.
vocalized that.
Okay, hey Amberlynn.
But she won't admit that. I mean, because she is double, triple, octogen-tupling down. That's 800, by the way, on the Casey allegations. So, what a horrible person.
Hello.
This is Kate. You can totally keep my name in the video.
Okay.
Because shout out to my friends, Miranda, Jesse, Annie, Sarah. We all love watching you so much. Also, me and my husband, Stefan, love watching you.
Aw.
To the question, I know we are not dating anyone right now. Fuck all of these girls.
Fuck
but
'em all.
if you had to.
Did you hear that? This shithead, whoever she's listening to, said, fuck all of these girls. Number one, not all of them are girls. In fact, 2 are not. So already, I don't like you, whoever you are, Kate. More like hate. Am I right?
Got him!
Ayo. Second of all, not fuck all of them, fuck her. If you can know what happened with Beck, if you can know the way she treats people and still say fuck all those girls, this is who is out there, folks. This person is standing this person. And there are more of them than you think. I know that we like to think that, you know, the haters far outnumber the babies, and that's true. But there are enough babies out there that it is concerning. You know, honestly, I think it's kind of a cult sort of thing. A cult leader will say, don't listen to anybody else. I'm the only one that can tell you the truth. I'm the only one that you can trust. So if you hear anything else or anybody talking bad about me, they're lying. And that's what Amberlynn does. And so these babies, at some point, heard her say that and listened to her, and that's where we are now. Is they just have heard other people say all these negative hater things about Amberlynn, and they won't believe it because they've been told not to.
Describe your dream date. What would it be? Where would you go? Tell me everything.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go into like a fairy tale land. Okay. What it would look like is like we're in Vegas and my stamina is better. So like we're going to take that out of the equation. Okay. So we're in Vegas and maybe we're doing a little bit of casino this and maybe just like walking around and doing a little adventure of this. And there's just lots of flirting and there's lots of like touching and there's a lot of laughter, chemistry, and then there's like dinner and you're like sitting and talking, getting to know each other, and you're doing the googly eyes, and then afterwards maybe you go get a drink somewhere, and again there's more just like hot passion. If you know, you know. And then after that,
yeah, we've all been on a date, you idiot.
Maybe there's like a hotel, or we go back to, well, yeah, it would be a hotel because I don't live in Vegas. I don't think the person I'm dating lives in Vegas. So there would be a hotel. We go back there and there's more googly eyes, laughter, getting to know each other. And then, you know what goes down? I don't know. I'm very just like laid back.
Excuse me. Aren't you the one that said you only do gross things when you're in a relationship, like a committed relationship? You just can't do like one night stands or first date interactions? I mean, maybe it's not a first date, but still, it's also gross.
Have fun. I love going out, doing things, and I genuinely feel like I just described my most recent relationship. That's weird. Besides, we weren't in Vegas, but regardless, that's my real authentic answer, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Hi, Amberlynn. I'm currently in university getting my degree in English, and I was wondering, if you went back to college, what would you want to study?
Do these sound like AI to you? This one definitely sounded like AI. I don't know. Is she AIing these questions to herself? We know she uses ChatGPT. She uses it instead of Google. I feel a little bit better about the world knowing that maybe there aren't as many babies as I thought, because some of them are just AI bots.
Well, that's awesome. Congrats to you. You're gonna do great. For me, I definitely would study psychology because I have always been very interested in the human mind.
Do you think she would study the section on narcissism and just completely miss the point? Let it just go right over her head? I think she would. I think she would just ignore it.
You know, why do we do these things? Why is our brains like this? Tell me more. Like when I was going to college, psychology was my all-time favorite class.
Hi, Amberlynn. I'm messaging from Scotland in the UK.
Wow.
And my question is, why do you think everyone believes everything that Beck has to say? Because I don't believe any of it. I believe you.
I mean, it could very well be AI.
Hello, Amberlynn. How did you become so beautiful? You are so good at BPD.
How did you become so beautiful? You're so good at BPD.
Hello, Amberlynn. How did you become so beautiful? You are so good at BPD.
So, I mean, with a little bit of tweaking, and you can download different voices and stuff, like, I don't see it being that difficult to do this. I mean, listen to this.
Hello, Amberlynn. How did you become so beautiful? You are so good at BPD.
This is the first one that I found. So, I mean, I don't know. So some of them sounded like AI to me. A couple of them did. So, but I don't think they all are. This one's just stupid. This is awful. Like, this person is just claiming that Beck has just lied completely throughout the whole thing when you can see a lot of it. The videos show the things that Amberlynn has done.
My God, the tea. Damn, girl. It's just easier. It's just more fun. It's more entertainment. People want to...
No, because we see... We know Amberlynn. Oh, after years and years and years of watching her overwhelming narcissism and just complete disregard for anybody else's feelings or anybody else at all, it becomes very clear that Amberlynn would do these things. So when Beck says, hey, Amberlynn did this and this and this, we can all go, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like something Amberlynn would do. And we have heard Beck actually take accountability for the things that they have done, and then they've changed their behavior. So one of them is trustworthy, and one of them is not. The fact that there is a person out there, now hopefully, I really hope that this Scottish person is AI. But if not, then they have just decided that Amberlynn can do no wrong, and they just completely ignore all the evidence.
See me in a bad light. So in any way that they can do that, they're going to do that. And that includes believing anyone that comes out against me, even if it's hogwash. And honestly, I feel like sometimes people don't.
Hogwash again. She said ad nauseum and hogwash so far. What's left? Biased. Biased is the last, and we'll get a triple crown.
Don't even believe Beck, but they just say they do just to continue the narrative that Amberlynn is the most awful person in the whole entire world. But I just want to say thank you, and also thank everyone else who doesn't fall into that trap.
See, and if Amberlynn wasn't a complete shitty person, she would say, now listen, I appreciate your vote of confidence, but Beck wasn't lying about everything, right? I did some stuff that I regret. But no, she's just going to say, thank you. Thank you for not believing Beck. Way to go. We're on the same team, me and you.
All right, you guys, now it's time for tea or tail. This is going to be a time for me to address rumors that I see floating around the community. I'm going to either tell you, yes, that's tea, or no, that's tail. Amberlynn has not been diagnosed with BPD because she said in her live stream that the psychologist told her she needs to see a specialist. So I was seeing a psychologist for about 9 months, and it was around the 8-month mark where I was finally diagnosed with BPD. So when I expressed that psychologist said I'd need to see a specialist, it is because they wanted me to heal from BPD, and they did not work with BPD patients in that way. Yes, I was absolutely diagnosed. It's just the psychologist who diagnosed me didn't specialize in BPD. When you are diagnosed with BPD, you do not have to be diagnosed by a person who specializes in it, but to heal from it and to do therapy for it, it is better to see someone who specializes for it.
So you're not going to like to hear this, but what she just said is correct. Now, whether she went through it or not, I don't know. But what she said about being diagnosed is correct. You don't have to specialize in BPD to diagnose BPD. Now, does that mean that Amberlynn is telling the truth and actually did all that? No, not necessarily. But I don't know. It's hard to say.
So that is what I meant. So obviously that is tail. When the AirPod is in Amberlynn's ear, that means she is in a relationship.
Okay, well, no, I was going to say her AirPod is in all the time. Like, all the time. So I don't think that would be accurate. But maybe she's always in a secret relationship or something. I don't know.
That is obviously tail, because that doesn't even make sense. Because if you go back and look at vlogs when I was
she doesn't have it in right now.
I either had the Beats headphones, I had an AirPod in my ear at all times. Literally, that is genuinely just because I don't like the silence. I always have to be listening to something.
I'm surprised she doesn't have it in right now. Of all the times for me to say all the time.
Amberlynn is an alcoholic. Tail, 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 and a very offensive one at that. Just because I have 2 or 3 White Claws once a week during a live stream does not make me an alcoholic. When I go on my live stream, I genuinely feel like I'm hanging out with a bunch of friends. So does that mean people who are like out having fun with their friends or even just in their...
I mean, that's not the same. You know, sitting by yourself in your apartment talking to people online, I mean, it could be argued that that's kind of like hanging out with your friends, but it's still not great. Like, having a couple drinks is fine, but you are getting schnockered, right? So, no, I don't think she's an alcoholic. I think she is a food addict, but I don't see her as an alcoholic. However, I do think she drinks more than she says. You know, I think because she has said she only drinks on the live streams, and I think she drinks more than that, but I don't know.
Home a couple times a week. They just have a couple drinks just to feel a little buzz. Does that make them an alcoholic? No. I have voiced my concerns with alcohol in the past, and I'm telling you, it is not like that. The only time I drink is when I am on live stream, and I didn't even drink last night for my live stream. I don't have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, so that does not make me an alcoholic. And I think it's offensive to those who actually do struggle, and it's also painful for me.
And of course, then she's got to turn it around and be the victim, right? She's got to be like, And it's offensive. I can't believe you would say, like, you're the one drinking in front of people. I mean, I don't know. Because do you know how many people do live streams basically every day and don't drink at all on stream? I mean, you could try that.
Me, because of what I grew up with. I grew up with a bunch of addicts and alcoholics. All right, you guys, it is time for bad choices. That's where I take 5 of these cards. They're very,
This is where it gets gross, you guys.
very hecticana questions, so let's get into it.
No, Last time I said, oh, they must be pretty good ones, and I was wrong. I was so wrong.
So I'm just gonna choose 5 random ones just to get them going. So here we go. Oh, all right, that's 5. All right, first one is, have you ever been punched in the face? That is a yes. Second one, would you get a lot of enjoyment from being a member of the opposite sex for a day? If it's only for a day, then yes. Do you think that you will age well? No, probably not. Have you ever had more than 8 shots in one night? Probably like once or twice. Would you spend the night in a full porta potty for $10,000? Ooh, I don't know. Let me think.
I would. Hell yeah. Well, it kind of depends. Does it mean like full, like the whole porta potty is full? Or that just like the toilet part is full?
I hate a porta potty, but $10,000 is really good. I think I would. I would literally sit in there and I just scroll Instagram. I don't know, maybe vlog. So that is the end of this Let's Talk. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I know that I did. I will see you guys in my next
Yeah, I'm sure she did. She got her ass kissed so much.
one. Bye.
Got her. It is pretty clear she picked those questions just so that she could be smug, and some of them I'm pretty sure some of them were AI. Like there were a couple that did not sound right. So, and maybe all of them, I don't know, because there are some AI programs that sound pretty freaking real. I am coping hard right now because I'm losing faith in humanity the more I realize how many babies there are out there. So let me have this copium, please. And the one that I used as an example was just the very first thing that I came up with that was free, that I found that was free. But I do think there are people out there, like the people that ask those questions. I think there are too many of them, you know, that know Amberlynn and know the things that she has done and is capable of and still say stuff like, I don't believe anything Beck says. So whoever that person is, please be AI. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.